It's just another day. Just another day. Okay.
Your bloody boots are filthy.
Right, we're still on Wednesday the 15th. However, I've split the video up due to the length of video. And this is the next part I want to tell you about, this field here. I came down here one morning with one dog. Phil, we hadn't got Meg then. Yeah, the two dogs are called Phil and Meg, Philip and Meg. And there's a bench here. The bench wasn't here at the time. And I stood here, I had a pair of binoculars, I still have the Swift Audubon. They were bird watching binoculars of the day. Again, going back to, maybe I bought them in the 90s. But at the time, they were like the dog's danglers of binoculars for bird watching. And I stopped here for a while, at this field here, and it was March. And I was watching hares on the field here. And there were sheep in the field, and a couple of sheep were led down, and the hares were actually jumping over the backs of the sheep. I wish I'd have got that on video, that would have been something.
Okay.
And all I did was just fix my binoculars on them. Phil sat, oh no, I didn't have the dog, it was before we got the dogs. It were back at 90, before we got the dogs. And I was on my own, that's right, and I stood here and I was watching the hares jumping over the backs of the sheep. And I was transfixed here for some time, it was cold, I remember my fingers going colder and colder. And I thought I'd better move here, it got to the stage where I was getting really cold. And I just looked down at my feet and there were stoat running around my feet. It must have been absolutely starving. Yeah, and I came further on, I also saw a fox that morning. And you know, I saw the fox, the stoat, there were a couple of birds of prey. And you can come down here some days and see nothing. And then other days you can come down here and catch something like that.
Well, it's like the other day, weren't it, when we came down and that deer come straight.
Have you got your
walked
mic on, Chip? Yeah.
Straight across.
Yeah, deer came across, yeah.
Just straight at blue. What about them barn owls that were down there and they swooped right down and
Yeah, they did, yeah.
turned right in front of us, didn't
You
they,
can
one
always
morning?
tell when a barn owl's starving when it flies in daylight in winter.
Yeah, but that were early morning, can you remember?
Yeah, it
when
were
we
early
walking,
morning. But
early
I have been
morning?
down here when barn owls have flown throughout the day, and that's when they're actually absolutely starving. Some more water there just to show how much it's flooding or raining. The barn owl itself is, anybody who knows, is Latin name title alba. Alba meaning white. And the barn owl has very, very long legs. When it's perched, the legs look normal, but they are quite long. And one of the reasons for being that length is when it's snowing, they can actually hear mice under the snow and they can track them. And when it comes down to pick the mouse up out of the snow or underneath the snow, it puts its legs down, its claws, its talons, and tries to get hold of the mouse. However, if it misses, it somersaults over, extending its legs out again, and then going back into the snow and hopefully getting it the second time. So it has a second hit. Maybe the mouse didn't go that way, maybe it went the other way. The barn owl obviously gambles which way it's going to go, and it goes that way. Yeah, I was down by the river one day with a friend of mine, Graham Gavigan, who's a well-known bird spotter. He was a park ranger at one time. And we was walking down the side of the river and we saw a mink. And then we saw an eel, and the mink was fighting with the eel, trying to get to the side of the river because it wanted to eat it. And whilst the eel was in the river, it stood a chance. So we stood there some time, and the eel kept slipping away, a bit slippery eel of course, and the mink kept chasing it and grabbing hold of it. And this went on for quite some time, 20 minutes, 25, and both animals were getting tired.
Come on.
you could see that eventually the mink got the eel to the side, and that was the demise of the eel, unfortunately. Going up to another area here where someone has definitely fit the bill, and they planted trees right up an edge. I'll show you this side here, and it's been fenced off, and it goes right up there as well. There's like a ginnel alleyway where the trees have been planted, and a fence to the side of it, or two fences if you will. And I think one of them reasons is the deer. We do have quite a lot of deer down here. Afternoon. We do have quite a lot of deer down here, and they're very inquisitive animals.
No.
If somebody's planting the trees up during the day, they'll know. They're down somewhere,
Watching.
laid out, you know, waiting for a safe time to come out. But they'll know, they're watching, listening, that trees have been planted, and they'll come down and they strip
Yeah,
the young
They put them all in
trees.
tubes, haven't they? Oh, little
the
saplings, they put them in tubes. don't
Yeah, they put them in little tubes to stop it. Well, that's partly for the rabbits as well.
they? Yeah.
But the deer, it's very sweet for the deer when they're young, when they're just
That's why
young
they double,
shoots, and the
well,
deer will
triple
eat them.
fenced it, haven't they?
Yeah, it's like triple fence, if you will. Yeah, they've.
Keep them out. Well, they can jump it, can't they?
I would imagine it's for the deer and the cattle.
Yeah.
Keep them away from the trees themselves, and they've also got
There won't be trees,
rabbit
there'll be
guards
edge,
in.
won't there? It'll be an edge.
Yeah, it's edging, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it is, hawthorn.
Yeah.
Crataegus monogyna. The Latin name for that. It's all coming back to me.
It's
All coming back to me, it's all
now.
coming back. Yeah. There's a farm over there. That's going up towards a house called Pendle Hall, and one of Sprocket's friends lives there. And there's about 3 or 4 houses now around, and they belong to barns and
Yeah, but
and
the
outbuildings.
farm belongs to
Yeah,
Adele and,
Adele, yeah. Well,
and her
Pendle.
brother.
Yeah.
They're
So-
still, Adele lives in farm and her brother they converted one at Barnes, I think.
So it's a big spread from what was something and nothing when Sprocket and I first moved in here to this area. Getting quite warm now, we've got a bit of a walk on.
Come on.
I hope you're enjoying our vlogs. Please do comment, would like you all to comment, and I will answer, or Sprocket and I will answer, or either Sprocket or I'll answer every comment you make if we see it. Sometimes on YouTube it's not always visible, so we might miss something, but I can assure you it won't be through ignorance. Something's gone wrong if we missed a comment here. We will comment to everybody. And that will continue if the channel grows, that will continue. If you know anybody or any of your friends, please do invite them along to come and watch Sprocket and I, if of course you find it interesting. You might be getting a sign of the river now. I'll just slowly come round and point you in the direction of the Calder, and that's where the eel and mink were. I've also seen the badger down here, as I say, a couple of fox, many deer in this area. I've come down here all my life. My dad used to bring me down when I was a kid to the area's called Stepping Stones.
Your Bluebell Wood used to be up there, didn't it?
Yeah, Bluebell Woods, or some people know it as Hagwood, but it was always Bluebell Wood to us, but its correct name is Hagwood.
And when we were kids, that bridge weren't there. It was big
No.
stones in the river. That's
Yeah.
why they called it coming down to the stepping stones. That bridge
I
has
did.
only been built while...
Yeah,
Has it been built while we've been here?
it wasn't built while I was here, it was done up while I was here.
Oh,
There was a
right,
bridge there before, weren't.
Yeah.
But this one's more a bridle way bridge as well. Horses can go across it where they used to have to cross through the river, and the horses still can't cross through the river. They can get through the river and up the other side. But
It just goes to show how they've redirected water to this river from when we were younger, because you could always get across them stepping stones.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but the horses,
Yeah, no,
they can
I'm
either
just
walk
saying.
through the river or they can go
Yeah.
over the bridge.
But what I'm saying is, you couldn't get there were no bridge when we were kids.
No, it was stepping stones. You could
Yeah,
always
so the rivers-
negate it.
Yeah,
negate
but look how deep it is now, river.
Yeah. Well, the stepping stone must have been. I mean, I did talk about this on one of my previous vlogs, and I put a photo of the stepping stones as was on the video. And I don't want to say I'm going to slot one in here because that doesn't always work. But if I do get the photo, I'll slot it in here. The proprietors of said farm built the pond adjacent here, and they put the 2 seating areas in. One to my right and one to the left. They can never lock this area off from where Sprocket is to me, even though it's private road, that part there. They can never lock it off because they've got fishing rights to this area. And there's the sign telling you. Private fishing, Natter AC. You can see the bridge over there. The bridge is down. I will bring you down one day when the bridge is down. The water's down at the moment, but I will bring you down when we've had heavy floods
Get down.
and show you just at
My
what
trousers
height
with
it
you.
can get up to.
Yes, come on.
As we make our way back.
Move it.
See where the gateway is there, where Sprocket's just gone through? I'll show you further. That used to be a cattle grid in the floor there. They put cobbles in now. But I'll tell you what happened one morning there. As I come round. Yeah. So this area was a cattle grid. And I always used to ride across the centre of it on my bike. Never went to the left, never went to the right. It was always full of water. They moved the cattle grid and it was just made into like, the sets weren't there then, it was just like a road. Again, I used to ride down here in the centre, maybe sometimes 4 o'clock in the morning. And this particular morning it was raining, it was wet, it was cold, it was damp. And I'd come flying down. I used to fly across because the fence to my right, all that fence was open. So I'd ride across here, up to the bridge and up towards Ganner Top, that way if you will, or Hill. And I came down this way one morning and I thought I'll veer to the left. Big puddle there, I thought I'll just hit the puddle and go through. Unbeknown to me, underneath the puddle was a big hole. I went arse over tit, landed over there somewhere on my head. I was concussed through maybe 30 seconds, I was out, cold, for about 30 seconds. I jumped on the bike and continued to pedal to get to the bridge over there, and I thought, there's no brakes, where's my brakes? And I'd actually smashed my brakes off the bike. My lights were all over the place. I had several lights on. I'd left a light over here. Obviously I was in shock. I hadn't realised, and I felt something running down my face. And I put my fingers on my face. It was pitch black, but I put them into the one light I had left, and it was blood running down my face. I thought, oh dear God. So I picked as many bits up as I could, and I actually pushed the bike home. About that time the aches and pain had started coming in. Now when I got back, because of my prior history to damage and injuries, I never tell Sprocket when I'm hurt because she goes absolutely mad, because it's probably through my own fault, being a dick.
It's always been a clown.
Being a clown. So I got it back into bed, not telling Sprocket. I didn't look in the mirror, and I went and tried to go to sleep. And Maybe an hour went past and Sprocket said, what's
All
wrong
that
with
for keeping fit.
He said, what's wrong with you? I said, nothing. Why? I said, you're not talking. I said, oh, I'm all right. She said, what's wrong with you? I said, nothing. So she sat up
you
in
said
bed.
put light on.
She sat up in bed, she put light on. She turned round. I turned round, she went, ah! I'd grown another head. Now, you may be asking, did he have his helmet on? Yes, I had my helmet on.
You're very, very lucky, weren't you?
And my face here hit the floor.
Have you got a photograph of that? You've got some.
I might have somewhere.
Picture of that somewhere.
And all that swelled up, it came out like another head.
Come on.
Now, after a couple of days had passed, I've sorted my bike out, and I thought, I better check my helmet, see if the helmet's all right. So I got the helmet, and you know the air vents in the helmet, like they have little air vents all over. On this side of my head, where the lump were, the other head, there was a big stone wedged.
Yeah, they'd killed you. You'd have been dead.
In the air vent, weren't they?
Yeah, you'd have been
And
dead.
that stone, if I hadn't have had the helmet on, would have been in my head.
All that because you used to want to keep fit.
Yeah, I used to keep fit. But I came down the stepping stone several times and came off. But I was coming home one night, again down Nighton Hill on the push bike.
Coming home from work.
Coming home from work,
Tea time.
pitch black in winter, and I was going down. The car overtook me and just turned left. Obviously, I struck the car from behind. I thought if I'm going down, even in a split second, I knew I thumped the car, so I knew I'd made a dent.
We hit him side on.
Yeah, I hit him side on. But I was going over the top. I thumped the car, so he knew he'd hit me. I flew right over the car, the bike again came flying over, and I landed on my back. And a woman come across said, what are you made out of?
No, you were getting up, weren't
Well,
you?
getting up, she said, lie down, ambulance is coming. I said, no, I'll be all right, I just need to, I'm winded, I said, I can't get my breath. Because in my backpack, I had like flask and things like that, but luckily I'd also had a towel. And I got winded in my back. And I were getting up, and this woman came up, she said, the ambulance is coming. She said, keep down like. She said, what are you made out of? I said, what do you mean? She said, how the hell have you survived that? Because she watched me come over the top. Anyway, the ambulance came, I was in for some time, they wanted to take me in because my blood pressure wouldn't go down. But at that particular time I knew I had higher blood pressure than normal. I said, look, it's just normal, just let me go. They said, what about if we run you home? I said, I'll be all right. I said, go and save somebody who needs saving. Anyway, they eventually let me go. But while I was there, police turned up because it was hit and run. And he got in an ambulance. He said, I've some good news. I said, what's that? He said, your brakes work. I said, of course they work. I keep on top of my bike. He said, because your brakes work, we'll take it further and we'll see if we can find him. I thought, but what sort of sentence is that? He said, but I'll guarantee you, I'll find this character because he suspected it had been a taxi. He said, I'm going to go round to every taxi rank and I'm going to inspect the cars. I thought, well, this sounds positive because my wheel were buckled. I thought, this sounds positive. I might get a chance of getting my wheel sorted here. Anyhow, never heard from the character again, did we?
Nah, they're not. They wasted a little time, police.
So that was
They're all
that.
what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Am I going to do this and am I going to do that? We've got loads of tales to tell you. Incidents that we've had involving police and what's gone on, and you worked with them, didn't you?
Yeah, I did that.
And luckily we've had, you know, Steve
Had some good responses, got some good friends of ours.
Because we've known somebody in the right place.
We've known
But if we hadn't known people in the right place, we'd have got nowhere. Three different incidents that we've had that have
one
been
major one.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
which is the major one?
Tommy.
Yeah. Yeah.
On the
Yeah. Go on.
nicer note for the moment in question. What a beautiful sight on a winter's day. Could be anywhere in the world. Absolutely fantastic. As we spin round, beautiful. The good lady Sprocket's in front. She's not been very vocal today.
I'm just thinking about all incidents we've had with police. We've had one with shop.
Yeah, we have.
We've had one with big car.
Have we one with shop or two? Just one? Two?
Oh, I need to think about it. I can't remember.
Have a think on that.
One with big car.
Yeah, one with car.
One with shop.
One with shop, one with car, one with our Tommy.
One with Tommy.
Major one.
And so there's another one. Can't just think at this very moment in time, but...
Oh, but we'll reveal...
Yeah, they'll come out at some point.
Those later.
Stories.
As will my hand. I know I keep promising to tell you, but all these different vlogs are getting it road at the minute. I'm not getting a chance.
Yeah.
Bring you back round. Somebody walking down. Don't want to get a shot of them at first. As you do. Afternoon.
Oh, man.
I were down here one day and all the Burnley team come running up. They'd escaped from the Gawthorpe itself and they were actually on this path on the road here. And they were training on the road and they all come running through. Nice to see.
Yeah, it's a nice area this, even though you're right on edge of town.
Yeah.
You're right on edge of country as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we've got best of both worlds here. As I say, we're only 4 doors away from this where we are now. 4 houses. And you can go for miles where we stopped at the bridge. You can actually keep going and going and going and going, should you wish to do so. And it is all rights of way. You know, you can walk all the way through to Barding if you so wish, and then onto the canal and all the way back to our house on a circular walk. Very nice too. And that's about, I don't know, 7 mile. Something like that, 8 mile. Nice walk. And we're back to where we terminated the last vlog. I keep having to look back because I'm pointing the camera in a different direction when I turn my head. I will get used to it, guys, just give us time, stick with us. And as I'm learning, I'm getting better in what we're doing. And the last vlog, I think I've sorted part of his videoing problems out with the picture. Hopefully with the settings I've put in today and what I know what to do on my computer now, the two I've done today, part 1 up to this woodland here, which is where we broke off last time, and part 2 past the woodland down to the bridge. Hopefully these 2 videos will be the trial for the new settings. I hope to God they work. We'll see. So, without further ado, dear Sprocket, it's goodbye from Sprocket.
And bye from Steve.
And it's goodbye from Steve. And
adios.
It's goodbye from
Harley Farley.
Harley. And what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to put you up there just for the last once. Last time round to a beautiful, beautiful British woodland, grassland, moorland, winter, summery scene. All the leaves are just waiting to burst out with all their energy, and all the birds are getting ready to perform and multiply. And so it starts all over again. I'm going to leave you with that scene now. Adios. It's just another day, just another day.